Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancer in May 2019. What's going on, Cancer? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right. Ooh, did anything turn over? No, I don't think so. Okay. All right, Cancer. How's your life? I hope it's good. Any announcements at the top for you? No. And that's not a bad thing. I think I talk a lot in the beginning anyway, but you know the deal. If you've been here before, you're not even listening to this maybe. Anyway, Cancer, I've shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. What I'm going to do now is shuffle for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up, that is when the reading begins. In the description box below is the timestamp. If you want to jump ahead to when the reading actually begins, you're totally free to do that. I do not blame you. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. Right now that price is set to $25 for basically what you get here, plus clarifiers and oracles. It's a very in-depth reading. Runs about 45-50 minutes for $25. If you've been thinking about getting that reading, I would say do it soon, because in June the price for that reading is going to go up. I'm also going to introduce two different types of readings, sort of alternates that I would offer for this to the channel as well. But if you want the most in-depth reading for the cheapest price it's ever been in my life, I would suggest going ahead and booking with me, okay? All right, Cancer, let's get you an outcome, shall we? Show me Cancer's outcome in May 2019. Looking for Cancer's outcome. Oh my God, that's more than half the deck. Oh my gosh. Thank God it didn't like spill all over. Just a second. I gotta make sure everything's upright. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's try this again, shall we? Outcome for Cancer in May 2019. I'd like to see Cancer's outcome in May 2019, please. Please show me Cancer's outcome in May 2019. Oh, there we go. Wow, there it goes. Oh, look who's here. It's you. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. All right, let's flip what came face down for you. Oh, wow. And let's get into it, okay? Please show me Cancer in May 2019. Please show me Cancer in May 2019, please. Please show me. Okay, thank you. Wow, that was quick. Like, forceful also. And then I look and see what it is. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. Cancer. Coming into May, you come in with the Devil. Dun dun dun. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm kidding. Alright, Devil card. Major Arcana card for Capricorn. So some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn, but it does not have to be. Regardless of who you're dealing with or what this is, my God, Cancer, what are you doing? I'm feeling stuckness. I'm feeling control issue. I'm feeling this idea of burden and this idea of dominance. And as you can see, it's kind of like indicated there on the card. Like that guy, he doesn't look too distressed, but he is chained to that lady's bed. So some of you might be into a little freaking big sex, and that's okay. We're all adults here, all right? According to my analytics, nobody here is under 18. So if you're into that, and if you're, like doming somebody, or you're getting domed by somebody, and that's your scene, I support it. As long as everybody's safe and happy and consenting, cool. But if it's not a sexy, kinky thing, feeling tied and tethered and feeling very bogged down, feeling very like unnaturally, okay, sure, unnaturally attached to another person or to a situation, and it's like hitting a critical point. Like we're to the point of bursting with rage, with anger, with sadness, with frustration, or like I'm getting a sinking feeling now in my lower stomach, intestinal area. So, this is about to be like a moment of TMI, but it's kind of like if I was gonna poop on myself, which I've never done, but that's kind of like this feeling is like this situation gives you so much like anxiety internally, like it churns your guts, it churns your intestines. Your GI system might be a little jacked right now. So you're dealing with a person or a place or a thing, a situation, a mindset that really fucks with your insides, okay? Obviously in an unhealthy way. Like you feel imbalanced, you feel nauseous maybe, you feel like you might poop your pants or piss yourself or something like that. Like your bowels might go with how much anxiety or intense emotions you get when you deal with this person or you deal with this situation. It's like you can't, thank you. You lose control of your faculties, right? Or, God forbid, going back to the kinky sex people out here, like some of y'all are into that. Now listen, I know a lot about, what is it? I know a little bit about a lot of things. There it is. I know a little bit about a lot of things. And I know some people are into that. And if you're into that, okay. But I'm like, is that healthy? Okay. I hope whoever needs to hear that, and maybe nobody needed to hear that. Maybe I've revealed too much about myself in this moment. But listen, be careful if you are dealing with that in a sexual way. If someone, okay, maybe that's it. Like if you work that sexy, kinky industry, and again, we're all adults here, live your life. And maybe somebody's like requesting that of you, like send me some boo-boo in the mail. And you're like, what? No. I mean, that would be my response. No, never. Okay, let's get away. I'm sorry. That's probably the weirdest. I'm gonna put myself as a nominee as like the weirdest thing ever said in a tarot reading for general public. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my own name in the ballot box. Okay. So anyway, but that's what I'm getting is like this sense of not having control over one's own body. So it could be away from that, away from your GI and all that kind of stuff. But it could just be like your heart is out of control. Your mind is out of control. This person is inflammatory. The things that they say to you, the things that they do to you, the way that they approach you, they're going to push your buttons, but you're not ready. Like the situation through and through. This person through and through. There's no curveballs. There's no mystique here, okay? A spade is a spade is a spade with this person, with this situation. Yet and still, every time you encounter them, it's like you can't control yourself. You have it's like your head gets chopped off. You lose all sensibilities. And that's the other thing. Like, I'm feeling this, sorry, for many of you, is very negative. But it's also positive. Like, it could be like a fatal attraction kind of situation. Not to say you're Michael Douglas and they're Glenn Close or vice versa. It's not to say that movie, but fatal attraction is in we both feel tied to each other. We both lose our shit when we're like, y'all could be having some intense connection and it's too intense. Too intense. Like, I haven't been to one in a long time for various reasons. But like when you go to like an amusement park and they've got like the brand new coaster, this coaster rides 120 miles an hour. And you're like, that's death. And they're like, yeah, it's the coaster called Death Clone. It's a death cyclone. It's just like, I'm not riding that. I will die. I have heart palpitations. Not me, but you could be saying this. I have heart palpitations. I should not be going on that ride. Yet, there you are, standing in line to get on that crazy-ass coaster. So you and this person, I feel most of the time, in many situations at least, it's very mutual. You both know how attached you are to each other. You both know when you get together, it's like a cyclone out there. It's like being on the world's deadliest, craziest roller coaster, and you keep going back to it. Why? What? Why? Oh, shit. I'm going to go live one day and I'm going to show y'all. I don't really look down here. So I put this card back down and I look down and I see your whole bottom row is reversals. So, yeah, bro. Yeah, girl. Y'all are... What are you doing? What are you doing, Cancer? No. So, here you are with that devil energy, that intense attraction and infatuation and connection and just... it's heavy. I feel really, like my jaw is a little tense here, That's weird. I don't like that. I would like that to go away, please. Ooh, it'll go away. Thank you. So, you are off your... Yes, this whole thing has fucked you up. Listen. Yep, I think we're going to come around. I think that's... Yes, that's what we're coming around. Okay. So, Two of Wands in reverse. I'll show you this card upright. So, listen. You were meant to be doing stuff. You were meant to be on your P's and Q's. You were meant to be making plans for your life, making journeys and plotting your future. And now, nope. Nope. This person, this situation, this substance, okay, in some of your cases, this substance wrecked your shit. Wrecked your shit, okay? Knocked you off your game. Curveball city. Everybody's different, so some of you, it's... Because again, the devil is about temptation. The devil is about vices. The devil is about, we go in, again, you get in line for the roller coaster that you know is going to make you vomit. Don't go on it. Yeah, but I want to. But you're going to get sick after. You're going to feel like garbage after you get in bed with that person. But I love them. Okay. So that's the intensity that you're dealing with, Cancer. You know it's bad for you, but you're doing it anyway. And what are the consequences of that? Well, you don't make plans for your own life. You don't make practical and I don't want to say logical, but you don't make practical, informed, structured, or even helpful steps to go forward. You remain in a cycle. You remain stagnant. You remain paused. Okay, I feel this is a pause. Now, some of you, this is very current. Some of you, this has been current and you're kind of wanting away from this. Regardless, it's going to be intense because the intent when we get reversals usually is to want to flip them upside right. How can we do that? How can we work on that? It's going to be hard because right above you, aka in your head, in your mind, in your consciousness, in your subconsciousness is the devil, the person, the drugs, the situation, the lifestyle, whatever the hell the devil is to you. It's conscious to you. You cannot escape it. It's in your head 24/7. When you go to bed, you're like, no, you know what? If I go to sleep, if I take a nap, I won't think about him. Boom. Who shows up in your dream? The devil. What shows up in your dream? Oh, I love me some cocaine. And I'm not saying, I don't, that's my humor. I'm not trying to belittle anybody's addiction problem. Okay, so if you or someone you know is struggling with that, I don't want to belittle it, but that's like how it is. You try to get away, but you cannot. And the Two of Wands would be about movement, would be about journeying, would be about setting forth on a new path. Reverse, nobody's going nowhere. Not going anywhere. Seven of Coins? Yeah, Seven of Coins, aka Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Show you in the upright. So that's what you would like? Or that's... Yes, listen. Oh my God, this is interesting. This is an intense one. And yours is very different from Gemini. They had a lovely, very positive reading. But damn, Cancer, look at you. Okay, so you would want or prefer, most people would prefer to have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright. Because that's the point of evaluation. You know, how much work have I done? As you can see, this woman is evaluating her little coins bush, her little pentacles bush, looking at her crops, looking at her harvest, and is like, all right, so it looks like, you know, that new soil I used gave the leaves a more robust color, and now that I've planted them on this side of the yard, now the sun's hitting the plant more directly, and it's just like, yes, what I have done so far is great. Reverse for you, though, Cancer. What have you done? Jack shit. What has it given you? Fuck all. Okay? It's a rude awakening that you see what you have cultivated for yourself so far is a piss poor crop. You know? It's, you know, things are not growing. If it's not about what you've yielded so far, you're out there looking at your, you know, plants and you don't even see a sprout. You don't see even a bud. Nothing. You're like, I'm watering this thing. The sun is hitting it. I got the best fertilizer Home Depot had to offer, and nothing's growing. How can it grow? Again, we're on a trail here. I'm gonna map it out for you, because no spoilers here, but here we go. We're started here, we're going here, here. On this track so far, given that this is the root, the devil is the root. The devil is the seed you planted. The devil is the soil you're working with. The devil is the fertilizer that you got on sale down at Home Depot. Whatever. Because that's here, we're not going to get shit. That's it. That is it. I could end the reading here, but other cards came, so I want to clarify them for you. I want to give you insight into them. But the root of this, and maybe the title of this is going to be the root is the devil. Period. Like, that's it. So, where you may have been hopeful, maybe that was it. Ah, here we go. Maybe you were hopeful. Maybe this is a person that you've dealt with before, and now they've come back around to see you again, knocking on your door. Hey girl, what's up? What are you doing here? You know I gotta see you. You know you're my favorite girl. Oh, I hate you. Please come inside. I baked you cookies. Bro, don't let him in. Okay, so this is something that you've experienced before, some of you. And previous to now, you were on a hell no. Never again. Now you're like, Cancer, are you home? Cancer's not home right now. I can see you through the window. Cancer's not home right now. Please go away. Come on, I've changed. Okay. It's like that. So you were hopeful that the situation, that the person, that you were different. No. So this hope is dashed. Where you planted a seed that you thought was good. You bought the good soil, the good fertilizer, all that shit. Turned out still the same old devil seeds that you planted, just in a different box. It came in a different box, new logo, bright, shiny new package. You're like, oh, the devil has new and improved devil. Nope. Same old shit. Okay. Challenges, yes, also with the 7. Like, not challenges like a 5, but challenges as in they will test your might. Okay? This is a test of willpower. Not doing so hot, though. 7 of Wands in reverse. Next stop. Okay? Show you that upright so you can become used to it. So, 7 of Wands, when we see it in the upright, would mean you put up a fight. You defend yourself. You have a leg to stand on. You have principles. You have integrity in the situation. You're fighting for what is right. Fighting for what you believe is right. Fighting for what you have worked for, or what you believe needs protection. You got no fight. Either you got no fight or you have no defense. Oh, this is very tough. I'm speaking very... I don't want to say nonchalantly, but I'm speaking very lightly about this, but I feel this is some heavy shit that you've been dealing with. This is a heavy relationship you've been dealing with. It is a general reading, so it's going to be different for everybody. Some of you, this is some internal thing that you're working on. Others, this is a substance abuse thing. Others, this isn't you, but it's someone that you know. And I don't want my levity to be taken as disregard. Okay? I want you guys to know I sincerely want whatever this is to be cleaned up. I want to see everybody who comes to view my readings on a prosperous track towards improvement and healing and enlightenment and fulfilling their dreams, fulfilling their wishes. But here in this reading, you kind of fucked, okay? So no defense. So some of your actions are indefensible. You go out to brunch. I love saying brunch because it's one of my favorite meals, and I love to talk with people, so I say brunch a lot around here. But anyway, you go out to brunch. Your friends ask you, Cancer, what's going on in your life? You're like, well... the devil came back to my house and I let him in. And they're like, what? Dropping silverware. One person is like halfway shoving a waffle in their mouth. And they're like, oh. And you're like, so he stayed over. And they're like, what? And they blow up on you or they question you. And you're just like, I was weak. Or he came in a bright, shiny new package. And they're like, are you crazy? And it's just like this whole sort of, like the 9th degree is coming from people based on the choice that you made to plant the seed, the devil seed, in your garden, okay? try as you might, and you should. I don't think you should be like lining, like you should just walk willingly in front of a firing squad and take all their insults and take all of their criticisms and just like, no. My whole thing of saying you're indefensible is that not to say you shouldn't defend yourself. It's more, you will not convince the other side or your friends, your family, your whoever wants to see you have a nice, bright, shiny garden. They support you. You're not going to be able to change their perspective. You're not going to be able to say anything that's going to make them think that package of devil seed is right for you. They're going to say, oh, hell no, that is the wrong plant or seed to plant. Dig that garden up. Get that shit out of there. Plant another seed. You know, like they will not believe you. They will not be convinced. That's what I mean when I say indefensible, okay? And now that happens, or has happened, you're all on different timelines. So some of you, this is just affirmation of what has already transpired. Others, this is coming up, so get ready. You're being led now to the Moon card. Major Arcana card for Pisces. Might be a Pisces in your life of significance, but doesn't have to be. Look at you. Confused. Sorry. Me saying that has nothing to do with what they put in my head. What they put in my head, because it's one of my favorite movies, is The Color Purple. And at the end of that movie, towards the end of that movie, this is just a nice little anecdote to give me a break, because they're loading me with information right now. Anyway, towards the end, there's a scene where Sophia, played by Oprah Winfrey, they're all seated around the dinner table, and somebody asked Sophia, and how you feel, Miss Sophia? And she's like rocking back and forth in her chair. Confused. Is how she said, confused. Oh my God, that's interesting. I don't think this is necessarily what they want to connect, but because I'm a critical reader, thank you, BA in English. Thinking about that character, Sophia, if you've seen the movie, read the book, you kind of know. That character is vivacious. She's loud. She's aggressive. She owns her shit. She tells her husband what to do. Da-da-da-da-da. At a time when women had no say in what a man should or should not do. But she ruled her house, right? In that movie, she gets taken down a peg or two. She is stripped of her autonomy. She is stripped of her former self. And she becomes the shell of who she used to be. And then at that scene, at that dinner table where she says confused, she wakes up and she comes back into herself. So there's something there for somebody where previous to this devil card, you were vivacious. You were just on top of your shit. You were owning your life. And then all of a sudden, something came down and knocked you down a peg or two. Boom. You know, if you know that movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. Help me, Sheriff. And the sheriff comes and hits her with the butt of a gun, right? Messes up her eye and she goes to jail for a long time and it's just fucked up. So you are in that moment. You're in that mode of Sophia being confused and losing herself. You have the potential now, going through this. It's a gate card. Thank you. The moon is a gate card. So in your confusion, in your illusionment, getting back to the tarot. That was a long anecdote. I apologize. But getting back into the tarot, right? So gate card, right? Getting into your intuition. Facing your fears, facing your self-doubt, facing your critics, more importantly, the internal self-critic is what you need to face. And punching through, piercing through your fears and your anxieties, okay? The moon has the potential to me, set you free or keep you held back. And the reason a lot of people get held back is because under the light of the moon, things are shadowy. Things are kind of creepy. You know, nobody has a horror movie taking place at 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay? You know? So when things are dark and shadowy, we become more fearful. And, of course, in a horror movie, it's those that fight in the dark, fight through the dark, go and meet the villain, the slasher, the ghost, the spirit, whatever. They're the ones who survive the night. If you are cowering or running away or for God forbid, tripping over your own shoelaces, you're going to die. Like in this metaphor of a horror movie. But if you face the demon, face the villain, you make it through the night, the sun comes up, you get to go to the police station and make a statement, you know? So with this moon card, maybe with the influence of your friends who are flabbergasted over at brunch, okay? But at some point, Cancer, you have to decide to push through that darkness, to push through those shadows, to let go of your fears or to face your fears, face your demons, okay? It's a lot of work. There's a lot of pitfalls with the moon card because, again, it also embodies illusions, all right? And it's online with the devil. So he or she or whatever is still a temptation to you, still somehow in some way sometimes seems like a good place to be, a good person to be with. Hell no, that's an illusion. No, okay? And it's, like I said, a gateway card. So when you push through the shadows, you walk through that gateway. When you face your fears, you walk through the gateway. All right? Oh, and then where do we go? Where do we end up? Interesting. Queen of Coins. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You might have one of them in your life of significance, but you do not have to. Now, what I chuckled at, I don't use this deck often, so I'm always finding new things about it. What did I just say about shadow? Facing your shadow, going through the dark, fighting through the dark, all that shit, right? Look at the picture on the wall back there. Essentially, it's the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, but her shadow. Like the photographic negative of herself. That's interesting. And it's framed up. It's off to the side. It's not the focal point of this card. So, I hope you get what I'm saying. When you face those demons, when you fight through the dark, you will then be able to frame off and put away or put on some shelf or put on the wall that former self, that former experience, that former relationship with this devil energy, whatever, and come into ownership of self. Queen of Pentacles owns herself. All the queens and the kings, they all own themselves. But the Queen of Pentacles, goddamn, she like really owns herself because she owns her body and her space. You know, Pentacles, coins, that deals with our 3D experience, our mundane experience, what we do day in, day out, every day. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, and even in, well, I suppose dreams would also fall under the purview of the Queen of Cups. But every moment of your living life, your breathful life, the Pentacles oversees that. And if you have the Queen or the King of Pentacles on your side, you have total ownership of that experience. You have total ownership of every waking moment of your life. Okay? So now this means on your track, you get to a point where you don't need the devil, where the devil doesn't even come into your realm. The devil, she won't open the door. Remember that, Cancer, it's me. Instead of announcing yourself being inside the house, the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Coins wouldn't even answer the door. Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Coins, being that she's most likely a successful person, would send down the butler or the security guard. Can I help you? Oh, I was looking for the Queen of Coins. Yeah, man, you can't come in here. Like, oh shit. You know, and that could be in the form of like a doorman or, you know, a friend of yours or someone. And I'm not saying that's what you need in order to get to this, but I'm just saying there are boundaries. Thank you. There we go. Boundaries. If anybody's good at putting up actual boundaries, blocking numbers, deactivating accounts, getting people on restraining orders, the Queen of Coins is going to do it. All right? The other queens, they can do it, but she's like, I am very serious. You will be restrained. The police will see you at your door. If you don't stop, I'm going to do this. If you don't stop, I'll do this. Like, she has all these walls that she can throw up to keep the devil out of her life. Okay? So you would be growing towards or moving towards putting up these boundaries or insisting that people respect the boundaries that you've already laid out. You know, if you haven't erected boundary 1, that's okay. Start building. Put those bricks up. If you've got like 15 boundaries, she's just here to remind other people, oh, you realize I have 15 boundaries between you and me, right? There's no way. And when people try to break through, she like reinforces. No, that's a brick wall. You can't come in here. Like people will knock and you're like, there's no door there. You know what I mean? She wouldn't even respond to the knocking at the door. A lot of metaphors in your reading, but I hope you were able to follow me here. But yeah, I like this trajectory. I feel good coming out of with these 2 cards. I feel you have this potential to progress. Yes. And as I look down at your freaking outcome, I get the confirmation that I wanted as a reader. Here you go. Outcome for May, the Chariot. You, Cancer, your own major arcana card. Listen and look at what's going on there. Moving on. Saying, I can't stay here anymore. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. This relationship, this situation, this mindset, all of it. It's not helpful to me. It's not healthy. I'm out. You know, it's like that line on Shark Tank. I reference a lot of TV and movies. I actually don't watch that much, but if I watch something like once or twice, it's in my brain forever. But it's like that line on Shark Tank. You know, I think you're a wonderful business person. You might be saying this to the devil. And that's the thing. This could be like a business thing for some of you. Like somebody wants to be in bed with you in terms of business. And you're like, it's a good deal, but no. And you might come to that realization. So it's like, listen, I like your idea. I like your enthusiasm. You obviously have something to show for it, given that you have, you know, the shit that they talk about on this show. You've got the patent. That's great. Blah, 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 blah. But because of XYZ, I'm out. So that could be it. You know, that could be your statement as the Queen of Coins there. You know, based on your portfolio, based on what I've seen here, based on this and that, there's plenty here that I think would work. There's plenty here that I think is good or that I enjoy. But ultimately, going forward, as far as having a profitable, prosperous, safe, secure, sturdy, oh my God, just whatever you're wanting in the future, this is you saying, you're chucking the deuce on somebody. What I want for the future is more important than what we have in the now. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay? Moving on. One pathway to. Look at that arrow there. There's one way forward for you, Cancer. You know it better than I do. You all have your own journeys. You all have your own trajectories. So it's going to be different even amongst yourselves. But whatever you have been planning and plotting on earlier with that 2 of Wands in reverse, it's not that you had no plan. It's not that you had no ideas. It's not that you had no aspirations. You did. It's just you got distracted. You got thrown off your game by this fucking devil. Get back on the game and move forward. And this makes sense too now that I see it. Your overall energy. Death card. Card of Scorpio. Blah, blah, blah. Scorpio in and around there. It doesn't matter. You know the spiel by now, for God's sake. Death card represents transformation and change and having a hard time most of the time. Or not having a hard time, but the difficulty level of change and transformation for anybody is not easy. Most people in life don't like change, especially if it happens suddenly, especially if it's against what are most likely our ego desires, because ego is about impulse, ego is about instant gratification, ego is about safety and security, and sometimes safety and security comes in the form of what's familiar. So if you are familiar with abuse, to some degree it feels safe. That's some deep psychological shit. I didn't go to school for that, so I can't dive into that too deeply, but if that's your experience and that sort of resonates to you, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So the death card says, you know what? Put your ego on the shelf. Put your ego on a timeout. And let's do some heavy work here. Let's do some heavy lifting. Let's go ahead, and if we need to, let's go ahead and get into therapy. Let's get into treatment. If we need to stone cold block somebody out of our lives, put up and throw up 15, 20, 1,100 barriers to keep somebody from us, let's do that. It's all in the interest of self-preservation and growth. Okay? Death is about growth and change and looking after the self. For you in this case, I'm feeling Cancer, putting yourself as the priority. Again, devil comes a knocking. It's me, new and improved devil card. Nope, no it's not. Put that out of your life. Let it go. And that's also another part of the death card, is letting go of. Letting go of what we hold on to that is no longer helpful or healthy for us. Oh my God. You guys, Jesus. This was a lot for me as a reader, and I'm going to assume it's a lot for you to freaking be living through it. So you have my condolences, guys. Lord. I'm going to have to cleanse after this one. Shit. Cancer, that has been your reading. If you liked it, I don't know, if there was something here that you resonated with and you want to show me that, hit me with a like button. If you want to comment below, let me know how it resonated. Cool. You can share this with other Cancers, other people in your life. Maybe this contextualizes something for you and explains something that maybe you were not able to articulate. Send it to your best friend. Let them know what's going on. That's cool. If you want to subscribe to my channel, keep seeing updates from me, you can do that. Hit the little notification bell, and I will be delivering these messages to you until, I decide to not do it anymore, which I don't think is happening anytime soon. Cancer, that has been the reading. I'll be back soon with a mid-May reading, and then, yeah, that's for you. That's all that's coming up specifically is mid-May, and then towards the end of May, I will go back and I will do the June readings. Okay, so if you want to see all that, hit the notification bell, be subscribed, and you'll be the first to know, or one of the first to know. Okay, Cancer, I thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.